Howdy folks, this is JD with Pinckney Custom Shop. This video is going to cover the restoration of a 66 P-bass body with a 74 P-bass neck. The reason I did that restoration is a customer came in with an old P-bass that he has had forever, but had been in a box for like 40 years or something. But what happened was he refinished it back in the 70s with some spray paint, and he just never got it back together. So what I wanted to do is get back to original condition. So we refinished it in a traditional P-bass style sunburst. So some of you may have seen a video that I did recently where I did a shootout with the vintage P-bass, the one I just restored, and also a Squire P-bass. This video is going to cover the whole process step by step of the restoration. So here's what it looked like before, and then here's what it looked like after. This is the before and after pics. Without any further ado, let's get started. But it does have a beautiful grain on it. So once I get it sanded nice and then sealed, it'll look pretty nice with a translucent finish on it. First, get it all sanded down. There it is. Paint is basically gone now. Now for some sanding. Now it's time to start sanding. I got a lot of sanding to do. I'm going to try starting with this 150. So I got this cool tool. It's a Dremel sander. Just to get in these little cracks. So it looks like we have a piece of alder. The grain is nicely matched. Oh, that's another. Okay, I'm thinking it's one piece, but they lined up the grain so nicely that it's hard to tell. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then a tiny little piece here. But it's nice. A nice piece of wood. Try to highlight our green somewhat when we do the painting. This is alder, doesn't need pore fill, but does need sealing. So start with some vinyl sealer. Sumac. I use all their Sumac finishes. I don't have a boost or a spray gun. This stuff works pretty good. Probably just use 2 or 3 coats of this stuff. First coat, a lot of it's going to soak in. Start with some light coats on the outer edges. So I'll leave this up here for about an hour and we'll come back. A couple more coats of the vinyl and then we'll start some color coats. I'm just hitting it real light. On the very edges, it's going to have black. We have to be careful not to let any black get on the main part. So we're going to go black, brown, and then mahogany red, and then amber in the middle. It's already kind of amber looking, but we're going to just get it light with some amber just to please it. First coat of clear is going on. It's going to be first coat's going to be a light, super light dusting. You don't want to melt the colors, so we're just going to dust it on both sides. That's all I'm doing, light dusting. That's it. Flip it over. And I'm going to wait like an hour, come back, another slightly heavier dusting, but still, first couple of coats. You're going to be real gentle with how much you put on. that's it. And what we're going to end up with is 3 coats a day, 3 to 4 coats a day for about a week and a half. So I put several coats of nitro over the top of the color coat, about 3 coats a day for say a week, about maybe 5 days, 6 days. So we're talking about 15, 16 coats of nitro, and then after that, then it cures for, it's been curing for maybe 2.5, 3 weeks. So now it's time for the level sanding. So let me go back a little bit. Before I put the final like 3 coats, then I'll do a level sanding. You know, I'll take something like a 600 grit or 800 grit and sand it down just to get rid of the orange peel, any kind of little bumps. And then the final 2 or 3 coats after that. So then you end up with something kind of shiny, kind of like this. This is what we're gonna start with. So I'm gonna start with about a 1500, and I'm gonna do some wet sanding, and I'm gonna go up to about 5,000. I'm gonna go 15, then I go 2,000, then I'll go 25, 3,000, then 5,000. And then just a final buff after that, and it should be ready for assembly after that. So let's start with the wet sanding. I'm going to start with a block just to get the first sand coat flat, and then after that I'll go by hand. I'll just take the strips, but I want the first one on all the flat surfaces to be with a block, just to get it nice and flat. Base is now smooth as silk, smooth as a baby's butt. There's no shiny spots anymore. That means it's totally level. So now you just need to fine tune that. And I go through and hit it again, 2,000, 25, 3,000, 5,000. We're going to sand it 4 more times, just like I just did, except now all I'm doing is just taking down the sandpaper scratches. So I'm just making the sandpaper scratches finer and finer until I get to 5,000. Once I get to 5,000, the buffing after that's very simple. Then I'm just gonna hit it with a rubbing compound, and then I'll hit it with a polishing compound, and then we'll just hit it with an anti-swirl, which is sort of like kind of like a final wax. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to have the camera on for every other sanding process until we get to the very end where we start the actual polish. Because I know this is boring as heck. I just want you to kind of get an idea of the process and how tedious, how mundane this is. But it's just meticulous. You just have to keep doing it until it's done. It takes a long time, a lot of effort. That's why not everybody likes to do it. Not everybody can do it because they don't have the patience. Definitely need patience. You need persistence. So the key here is, put enough coats, but you can't put them all on all at once. You got to put them on little by little. Otherwise, they're just going to separate. You're going to end up with with paint delaminating. It's a long process. If you go to have your guitar painted, it's going to take a couple of months before it's done. You got to have patience. If you're the customer, you need patience. If you're the luthier, you need patience. You want something done in a hurry? Yeah, it's not going to happen. All right, so that's that. So the 63 P-bass body comes with a 74 P-bass neck. The frets are in horrible shape. They need to be crowned. There's not much left of some of them. So hopefully I can crown them. And then I'll oil up this fingerboard. The lacquer's in great shape. It's probably the polyurethane that they use in the 70s. But I want to kind of do something with the tuners as well. Spruce them up some. I also have this pig guard that needs some cleaning up. Needs a little bit of buffing. But this is the original pick guard, so it's in pretty dang good shape. The original bridge just needs a little cleaning. This thing is totally trashed, so I don't know if we want to just replace it or if I want to try and, I'm not sure what to do with that. We got the neck plate with the original, I think this is the original 60s serial number. So I'm just gonna, right now I'm just gonna crown these frets. I've already done the first one. I'm just going to crown and polish them for now.
trip that old pickup for.
I know, man. Sounds great.
Your video's great.
Oh, thanks.
Nice. Turned out very nice, man. I'm so happy.